Victory Death Starfighters. My name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full episode review. And today we are going to be continuing Thunderstone, Season 1, Episode 4. I can't remember how many episodes are in this season, but I know there's quite a few. So luckily, the show it's having a pretty good pace so far. You know, nothing's really dragging out. Nothing's really like kind of dull. It's a good steady pace. And again, and I've said this in I think every single episode that I review. If you love sci-fi, you would appreciate this show. You will stick with this show. You will be patient with this show. But I honestly think maybe if you're not into sci-fi or if you're just into like action stuff, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend this because it's definitely taking its time to establish the story, characters, setting, all this stuff, the lore, the rules, everything, which I absolutely love. I love that it's doing that, and you don't really see that all too much these days. But yeah, it's super fun to get into. So, Thunderstone, it's been like a week or so since I've seen episode 3, which is pretty cool. I love that I can actually wait a week before watching the next episode instead of like binging everything, which is like what everyone does. So, it's pretty good. It kind of reminds me that, hey, I have a show that I'm watching, or hey, this is, this day, and I can watch this show. So, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so far, I think from that last episode of Thunderstone, and maybe we'll see it again this episode, but I just love the location that this show is shot on. I love that it's in the desert, and I love that it's like an actual desert, and I just think that's really cool, and I think that adds 20,000 plus points to the production, and it really does add to the story. Because I've worked on shows where they're like, it's set in a certain place, but it's really just in a studio, and they just had art department just make over everything. Personally, I remember I did a film where it was about miners stuck in a mine, right? Like they're actually stuck in a mine and they're like crawling to get out, and it's like suspense thriller, all this stuff. And it wasn't in a mine. It wasn't anything that was like outside or nothing like that. It was just a studio, and they kind of just built this mine from scratch, which was really cool and really impressive. But again, it's up to the actors to kind of, it's up to the actors, and it's a little bit up to the audience to kind of make sure like, oh wow, they're really there. I know it's a movie, but you kind of gotta have that imagination. For this show, Thunderstone, I wish I can like talk to the people who first originally watched this show and think like, what did you think of the art department? What did you think of the locations and all that stuff? Because it's real. Like all of it is so real. And I don't know, I can't emphasize enough that it really does add to this show. And necessarily these actors on the show, they're not necessarily the strongest actors, acting wise. They're not doing bad whatsoever. But I think, again, it's the locations, the wardrobe, the equipment, like the technology that the creators and writers and prop makers made that really does add to the show, and it really does help these actors in the long run. It makes the actor's job a little bit more easier in a sense, and I think we'll get into that. So yeah, with that said, let's get right into the episode. That was like a 4.5 minute little intro. So so this is episode 4 of Thunderstone. Don't know what the episode's called. I'll look up what the episode's called. But it's season 1, episode 4. Episode runtime is 24 minutes, 20 seconds. So let's get into it. I'm going to start this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do. I wonder And obviously, I'm saying I wonder because I'm no way I'm gonna go check season 2 and 3. But I do wonder if they changed this intro at all for the upcoming seasons. I would hope so. I don't like it when shows just stick with the same intro, unless it's like a really good intro. I'm still trying to understand the motives between the people who are like kind of like enslaving everybody to mine this type of ore. Like, why don't y'all just do it yourselves? Directed by Colin Buds. It is interesting too to see these. I forgot what they're called, but you can kind of see they come in all ages, right? Because this guy's a little bit like kind of like middle age, and she's like, if I had to guess, in her 20s, late 20s, maybe mid 20s at best. But there's no rank between them. So I wonder where they came from. They did? Greening. Means nothing to me either. I'm trying to figure it out, the math. Like, see, when he said grainings was a year, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what are the fuck are grainings? That's pretty cool, though. No, you're here, so you wouldn't be in the past. Interesting. I love that this show has its own kind of like diet or kind of like slang within its own universe to talk about minutes, hours, and years. Farscape had that too. I think Farscape would probably be my favorite show of all time, favorite sci-fi of all time. And they have like cycles, which are years, urns, which are like hours, and a microt, which is like minutes. And I still memorize that stuff. That's a pony. That's a wolf. That's a zebra. Not like she would know. That's Rosie O'Donnell. That's a kangaroo? Whoa, that doesn't look like a kangaroo. That's very true. How can you? Well, that's not true. Well, hold on. Now I have a question. What did they use for, like, back when, before he time leaped and all that? What did their people do for food now that all the animals were gone? think they had it episode 1. I kind of forgot. Or you can't fix. Yeah, that's very true. It's kind of how it's meant to be. If you can go back in time and stop the comet, would you though? I feel like that's really dangerous. I feel like that's really dangerous. I think the world would have blown up anyway, like during some other tragic event. I can tell this actor is faking his voice for this role. And I think he's doing that because he's playing a twin brother, which is ridiculous. They shouldn't stay down here long. You can get sick down here. What, all this metal rusting? Yeah, that's like different chemicals building up and getting your lungs. You mean something? You were here the whole fucking time. Excuse my language. I don't have time for stupidity, okay? Oh, I bet that must have been fun to ride. I don't know, for some reason that reminds me of like Bugsy Malone, the old like 1976 movie. Did Bugsy Malone come out in 76? Double check that. My mom auditioned for that movie. Fun fact, she actually got the role, and then she had a growth spurt, and they're like, you can't do this role anymore. Yeah, 1976. And it came out, I want to say November, right? Nope, September 15th. Should have known that. Should have known that. So, what is their plan here? Like for the, I guess the rebels before they met this guy. They just were just running, and all they do is just hide and run. At a certain point, you gotta fight back. It's not a way to live your life. What? Why don't y'all do it? You realize you keep doing that to people, you're literally gonna kill them. I'm surprised the revolution hasn't started yet between these people. That's the only natural thing that would happen within time. Someone's gonna have enough courage to stand up to you, and you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna kill that person for speaking back, and they're gonna make that person a martyr, and everyone's gonna gain the confidence to just overthrow whatever type of government they have here. Nomads, that's what they're called. That's true. Do as you please. She's such a good leader. I like her. Why? Oh, God. Me. Hmm. So what happens if we, like, kill him? You think they would just, like, like when you get rid of the bully, you get rid of the leader, and the rest of them just kind of like disperse? Wait, just wait. Wow. Talk about timing. I don't know. He must be hot as hell in that leather. Everyone's kind of dressed for like the weather appropriately, but he just loves leather. There is no thing. I wonder what it is. Well, we know one thing. It's not an animal. Alright. They all died. See, look at this. This is so cool. Desert. And obviously this is somewhere in Australia, so they definitely have the locations for that. Wow, a periscope. I haven't seen one of those in years. Oh wait, what do you think that's like? I'm sure you can, but we're pressed for time. That's what one of my superiors would say. How the hell is that supposed to stay? That thing doesn't even look stable. What? Oh, wait. How do we know? Oh Lord, that's dangerous. Wow. You should be able to follow them now. Whoa. What? Dude, what are the odds? That's some crazy odds that he would find that. Dude. And you know what? I'm not like, oh, that's like totally unrealistic. Like that. I feel like everything is happening for a reason right now. That's true. What do they got? Dynamite going here? I heard that. Did y'all hear that? It was like. So where are we going? Where are we? Like that's all we're doing is just hiding and running and then hiding and running. We gotta take the fight to the. We gotta organize. We gotta start, you know, freeing some of the nomads from slavery or whatever, and start building a militia. Am I right? This is like kind of like Terminator. It's got to be a rebellion. Or technically, it was the AI that was the rebellion in Terminator. Why? The other people just went over there. Why didn't he just get out the way? He literally like ran right in front of the truck. There's no way that truck on this terrain. Wow, he's okay. I was gonna say, there's no way that truck on this terrain can turn that easy. So all you would have to do is just brake right or left and let that. They'd have to like literally wind up a long ass turn for them to catch him. Go on to where? Yeah. No, it's not. No, because she doesn't have a plan. Wait a second. Oh, I get it. So another meteor happens? Or no, not another meteor, but something else happens to the station. Okay. Interesting. So there could be like a time limit within this first season. We don't know when that accident's going to occur. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's very true. Something new. Ooh. Oh, I like that question. You think you can be a nomad? All right, that's the episode. Wow, I think this was the best paced episode thus far. I did not feel like 23 minutes at all. I was very engaged with what was happening. They definitely gave out some new twists about like the station he's from blowing up or, you know, whatnot. And his family or everyone he knows is pretty much dead at that given time. And he probably would have died too, but now he's here. And now he's got to warn his family. So now there's like now there's this whole other dynamic that's going on, but it's a little bit subtle because you're kind of at the same time you're thinking about it, but the other time is like, all right, we still have to worry about one, him getting back, two, helping these nomads escape whatever, and in three, just trying to also just figure out who are these people in charge and why are they doing what they're doing. So yeah, this episode was probably the best pace so far, and this show is still taking its time in establishing everything, which I really like. And I think the characters so far are cool, at least the two main characters, which is the girl and the guy. I like them, and I think every other character has the appropriate amount of screen time, so I think that's good. However, I will say, well, maybe they'll go into it in episode 5, but we don't know what was that thing that was down there with them. Was it like a monster or another human? It definitely wasn't an animal, I guarantee you, unless it was like a caveman hybrid type thing, primate, or is it primate? A primate type thing? I have no idea. Look at this. Look what's in my feed. Degrassi. I don't know if anyone, or whoever's listening to this, I don't know if you ever watched Degrassi before, but oh, Degrassi. I used to watch Degrassi. I've seen it all, man. Every single episode of Degrassi. Every single thing. Anyway, we're not talking about Degrassi right now. Yeah. So yeah, Thunderstone episode 4. This was good. I really like it. Again, set decorations, wardrobe, the sand, desert. It really adds to the entire show. I think what really stands out to this than the other shows that I've watched, such as like Ocean Girl, Cyber Girl, it's the location, wardrobe, props that makes this show what it is. Honestly, I think Cyber Girl, there wasn't really a location that was like that impressive. There was Orca, but clearly Orca was like CGI, right? And then when they showed shots of the station, it clearly was like, studio based. So that wasn't really that impressive, although it was cool. Again, you're using a little bit more of your imagination to kind of dive into that world. Whereas Thunderstone, not so much, because it's all real. It's all pretty authentic. And the same with Cybergirl. Cybergirl's not a good example because it doesn't really have locations like that, or at least impressive locations or impressive props. Because Cybergirl is just her in the city. it's just her in the city. So yeah, there's really nothing much to it there. Not much creativity going on there, but yeah, Thunderstone definitely has everything going for itself right now. Definitely evenly paced. As a kid, I would definitely look forward to the show every week. But yeah, all right. Well, that is the review. I would definitely give this episode, I'll give it like an 8.3. I mean, it's such good pace, and it was a good suspense. I'll give it like an 8.4 or 8.5. So yeah. So yeah, that's the review. Let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You feel like it's getting slower? You didn't like the pace, or is season 1 like a drag for you so far? And so far, I'm enjoying season 1. But yeah, I will see you on the next one. Until then, victory or death, Starfighters.